Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to our channel. Today is a beautiful, wildly unpredictable day in the soap universe, and we are absolutely thrilled to break down the latest bombshells with you. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's jump straight into the deep end of this incredible drama. Okay, I literally cannot believe this. Can we please process this mess together? Might delete this later, but I seriously can't stay silent about this anymore. Please tell me I'm not the only one losing my mind over this. I just hit record at 3 a.m. because this grueling, decade-long journey has finally pushed me over the edge. I am ditching the script, breaking all the filters, and I am here to deliver some unfiltered hard truths. Unbelievable, guys, what's going on here. The truth is, Jack Abbott is basically faking romantic feelings for Patty Williams just to find the whereabouts of Diane Jenkins. Listen, I am absolutely spiraling through a chaotic feedback loop of transcendent hype and absolute narrative betrayal. Jack Abbott, the legacy legend, the man who has carried so much of this show's corporate and romantic weight on his tailored jabot shoulders, is suddenly resorting to the most unhinged, emotionally reckless strategy in the history of Genoa City. Basically, he is playing with literal fire, and I am dumping my unedited psychic damage onto the digital hive mind right now because I need the only circle that speaks this language to witness my existential collapse. Jack is manipulating Patty. Patty Williams, the woman whose psychological fragility is basically a cornerstone of this entire universe. Honestly, there are legends carrying this entire journey on their shoulders, while others are single-handedly testing my sanity, and Jack Abbott is currently the one pushing me into a padded room. Look, we have to break this down because the sheer audacity of this move is a total game changer, but not in a good way. It is a major flex of his manipulative muscles, sure, but at what cost to his actual soul? Suddenly we are supposed to watch Jack flash that trademark Smilin' Jack grin, leaning in, whispering sweet, deceptive nothings to Patty, all while his brain is actively calculating Diane Jenkins' coordinates. Honestly, it makes my skin crawl. But I am also low-key obsessed with the sheer dark psychology of it all. Basically, Jack has decided that the only way to outsmart a phantom like Diane is to use the most vulnerable pawn on the board. Wait, why are we like this? Why do we eat up this toxic sludge and beg for more? My mind is completely redlining, just trying to comprehend the absolute moral bankruptcy of this storyline. Honestly, I have to contradict myself right here and now. Part of me thinks Jack is an absolute mastermind for this. I mean, if anyone knows how Diane operates, it's him, and using an unexpected variable like Patty is genius. Wait, no, basically he is the dumbest man alive right now. You do not mess with Patty Williams' heart. Have we learned nothing from the decades of historical precedent? When Patty loves, she loves with a terrifying, all-consuming intensity that has literally left bodies in its wake. Suddenly, Jack is willingly stepping into the blast radius of her affection, pretending to be her knight in shining armor. He is basically handing her a loaded emotional weapon and pointing it directly at his own chest. The absolute madness of this decision is redlining my brain to terminal velocity. Listen, let's talk about the Diane Jenkins of it all. Diane is the ultimate ghost, a woman who has made a career out of disappearing, reappearing, and blowing up lives with surgical, devastating precision. Jack's desperation to find her has clearly pushed him past the point of basic human decency. He is so fixated on tracking her down that he's willing to sacrifice Patty's hard-won mental stability without a second thought. Honestly, the way Jack looks at Patty in these raw frames, it's this terrifying mix of faux tenderness and predatory calculation that packs a lethal crunch. He is completely weaponizing her trauma. Basically, every single time he touches her hand or gives her that reassuring nod, he is laying the groundwork for a psychological explosion of epic proportions. Whoa, I've really gone off chasing butterflies into another dimension. Bringing the signal back, let's stick to the script. The core issue here is the specific tactical maneuver Jack is executing. He knows that Patty has some sort of connection, some sort of hidden breadcrumb trail that leads straight to Diane's current hideout. Instead of just hiring Paul Williams or, I don't know, a literal private investigator like a normal billionaire CEO, Jack decides to play the romantic lead in Patty's distorted fairy tale. It is a major flex of his ego to assume he can control this narrative without it blowing up in his face. Honestly, the hubris is astounding. He thinks he can just dance in and out of Patty's fragile reality like it's a casual weekend getaway. Suddenly, I am struck by the sheer, unadulterated tragedy of Patty's situation. She has spent years, literally times years, trying to find a baseline of peace in a world that constantly rejects her. Her low-key obsessions with cats, her moments of childlike innocence, they all mask a deeply scarred psyche that is held together by Scotch tape and sheer willpower. And here comes Jack, waltzing back into her life, exploiting her deepest, most desperate desire to be loved, to be chosen, to be seen as normal. Basically, he is feeding her a toxic fantasy. When she looks at him, she sees redemption and a happily ever after. When he looks at her, he just sees a map to Diane. This is narrative betrayal of the highest order. I am literally screaming at my screen right now. Look, the writers are single-handedly testing my sanity with this plotline. We have legends carrying this entire journey on their shoulders, and then we have these moments that just rip the rug out from under us and leave us gasping for air. Honestly, I can't even process the level of disrespect Jack is showing to the Williams family right now. Paul is going to absolutely lose his mind when he realizes what Jack is doing to his sister. Basically, Jack is starting a catastrophic war on two fronts. He is hunting the elusive Diane, and he is inevitably going to face the wrath of everyone who cares about Patty's well-being. The collateral damage is going to be astronomical, and Jack is just blindly charging forward. Wait, why are we like this? Why am I defending Patty so fiercely when she herself has done incredibly unhinged things in the past? Honestly, my brain is just misfiring at this point, caught in this digital native pulse of constant outrage. Maybe Patty deserves to be played? No, I take that back completely. Basically, nobody deserves to be emotionally manipulated to this extreme degree, especially not by someone as seasoned, powerful, and resourceful as Jack Abbott. The power dynamic is completely skewed and deeply uncomfortable to watch. Suddenly, Jack isn't just a desperate man looking for his ex. He is a full-blown villain in Patty's story, and he doesn't even realize he's wearing the black hat. Let's deep dive into the raw frames of this deception, because the cinematography and acting choices are a total game changer. The high-octane jump cuts between Jack's soft, manipulative smiles and his cold, dead eyes when Patty turns her back are sending me into orbit. It packs a lethal crunch to the soul. You can literally see the gears turning in his head. He is buying her flowers, sitting with her in the park, flashing those $1,000,000 J-Bot smiles that have melted 1,000 hearts. But basically, behind those eyes, there is nothing but a cold, calculating machine. He is analyzing every single word she says, scanning her stories for any mention of Diane, any hidden location, any slipped detail. Honestly, it is a masterclass in psychological warfare, and I am sickened by how effective it is. Basically, Jack is treating Patty like a human search engine, typing in his queries with fake kisses and hollow, meaningless promises. Listen, when the truth finally comes out, and we all know it will because this is Genoa City and secrets have the shelf life of an open avocado left in the sun, the fallout is going to be biblical. Patty is not going to just cry, pack her bags, and walk away. She is going to snap. And when Patty snaps, the entire city shakes to its core. Jack is basically building a nuclear bomb and casually sitting on it while smoking a cigar. He thinks he can get the intel on Diane and then just gently let Patty down. Honestly, the sheer delusion of that thought process is a total game changer in the history of Jack's legendarily bad decisions. He is underestimating her in the worst way possible. Suddenly, I am realizing that Diane is probably banking on this exact chaotic scenario. What if Diane wants Jack to manipulate Patty? What if this entire thing is an elaborate trap set by Diane to completely destroy Jack's reputation and push Patty over the edge so she takes the fall for something bigger? Basically, Diane is playing 4D chess in the shadows while Jack is playing checkers with Patty's fragile heart in broad daylight. Honestly, this whole situation is a massive feedback loop of toxicity, and I am absolutely here for it, but I am also completely destroyed by it. The vibe is raw, the engagement is peaking, and my sanity is completely gone. I need to lie down, but basically I know I'm just going to keep rewatching these scenes until my eyes bleed. Listen, we also need to address the sheer hypocrisy of Jack Abbott right now. He constantly preaches about family values, about protecting the innocent, and about taking the moral high ground against his enemies. But basically, the second Diane Jenkins is involved, all of those supposed morals go straight out the window. Suddenly, he is willing to play the exact same dirty games he condemns others for playing. Honestly, it is a staggering display of cognitive dissonance. He is justifying this horrific manipulation of Patty by convincing himself that finding Diane is for the greater good. It is a major flex of his own self-delusion, and it is low-key terrifying to witness how easily he slips into this dark persona. Whoa, I've really gone off chasing butterflies into another dimension again. Bringing the signal back, let's stick to the script and wrap this up before my brain completely short-circuits. The reality is that we are strapped in for one of the most volatile, emotionally destructive storylines of the year. Jack Abbott faking feelings for Patty Williams to find Diane Jenkins is a recipe for absolute disaster. Basically, we are just waiting for the inevitable explosion. Honestly, I am going to need an entire support group to get through the next few weeks of episodes. Please tell me I'm not the only one losing my mind over this. I am signing off before I completely lose my grip on reality, but basically, we are in for a wild, unhinged ride.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.